welcome to the Motorsport Chat. I'm Natalie Durkin.
And I'm Olivia Evans.
Well, summer has brought us some incredible racing and an even better silly season, where we've seen some unexpected announcements.
Yeah, from Ricciardo's recent announcement of his departure from Visa RB and ending his Formula One career mid-season to be replaced by Liam Lawson.
Yes, and of course, Newey's move to Aston Martin.
Ocon's move to Haas, where he'll be paired with rookie Ollie Behrman, Carlos Sainz moving to Williams, Jack Doohan to Alpine and Hülkenberg to Sauber. It's been an unfortunate summer for Red Bull, as most of their head personnel has left the team after some controversy, as they're still struggling to get back to their winning ways.
But before we jump into any of the silly season chat and where the season is up to now, let's have a quick look at what we got up to in summer.
The ending was what we needed.
Oh, definitely. It was like a proper race, which is, I mean, if you're a Formula One fan, all you want is for people to properly race and people fight for their win. And I think that's what Verstappen really did. He had to fight for that because Norris was right on his back.
Yeah, I think it also gave us a glimpse into hopefully what we'll see the rest of the season, where it isn't necessarily Verstappen running away with the win like we expected him to. And Norris, McLaren, possibly even the Ferraris, if they do some more upgrades, are actually challenging for the win.
Okay, so now we've had a quick look at what we got up to in summer. Busy summer for motorsport this year.
Very busy. Very.
So let's have a chat about Singapore.
Singapore, what a race.
Right, what a race. This really solidified Norris and his pace.
Yeah, 20 seconds ahead of Max. Like, it's insane. Like, when Max was winning, he was 20 seconds or more ahead, and the fact that Lando's doing it just shows how much pace that car really has.
This being the second time he's done that now within this season, I think really stands out that he's not just doing a one-off good performance. This is consistent, amazing performances.
Yeah.
He's fighting for this championship.
He is. He's, I think, 52 points behind Max at this point. And that's, you know, he's creeping up. He's getting close.
So Verstappen over summer really lost this championship.
Yeah, he really struggled.
It seems like he fell behind. Red Bull, as we've said, have fallen apart really. This team have lost everything, and it seems like it all started with the controversy with Christian Horner, which we won't go into because there's been enough about that on the media.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts and predictions for the future of Red Bull?
It's honestly the downfall. I think now they're just not where they should be. I feel like they should be closer to Lando, although he's still podium and things like that. But even Perez, he was P10 at Singapore, which in a Red Bull, it's not great for them at all. And I do just think people are leaving, like whether Max is going to stay or whether he's going to go. I don't know.
Yeah, so a big part of this was Newey's departure from the team, which was announced earlier in the summer. And it was recently announced he's joining Aston Martin, which was F1's worst kept secrets in social media. Everybody knew. Obviously, he's designed cars for Aston Martin in the past, which has been a big telltale into the possibility that he would go to that team. I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
I'm really excited. I think it's Aston Martin are going to hopefully start climbing the, you know, Yeah.
If it goes if it goes the way that it has in the past, where every time Newey has worked with a team and there's been a new generation of cars, they have absolutely smashed it.
They have. Like, look at Red Bull. Like, Newey has worked wonders. He's like a wizard.
Yeah. He's always smashed the regulations, and I've recently started listening to the audio version of his book called How to Build an F1 Car.
Yes.
And I have to say, if you are an F1 fan, it's definitely one to listen to, because it's very interesting to see the side of the engineer, which you don't necessarily get to hear a lot of the time.
You really
so
don't.
yeah, I definitely recommend that one.
I think it'll be really exciting to see Aston Martin, hopefully, because I think, you know, they've done well in the past. Look at, you know, Fernando Alonso, he was doing so well, but hopefully, who knows?
How long do you think he's got left in the team?
Honestly, I think he's going to be old.
Yeah.
I think when he retires, I think we've got a few years left in him.
Yeah. So quickly going back to Singapore, we've had Colapinto's very impressive race. He started off really, really well.
Yeah.
Considering he's jumped in mid-season in a car that he's not familiar with really at all. And he's just pulling out performances so well, nearly getting into the points, outscored Sargent within 3 races.
Yeah.
Insane. I mean, to jump in and pull out that kind of performance straight away is very impressive.
It sort of does make you think, like, what went wrong with Sargent if he can come in, get in the car, smash these races. Like, what went wrong in that whole situation?
Do you think that there's space for Colapinto to come into Formula One within the next few years?
I do. I really like him, and I think his presence in F1, like now with all of his interviews, he just seems like a really funny, really nice guy, and he's showing it on track as well. Yeah, he really, really is.
There's been quite a lot on social media about him not being media trained, which for his press is obviously a bit of a media nightmare, but for us as fans, it is great to watch a driver.
It makes you like them even more, doesn't it?
To see the personality come out, and he's been branded as a bit of a flirt already, which is kind of what you want, really. Yeah. To be on the side of the female F1 fans. So another point is that obviously it was Ricciardo's last race, as it's recently been announced. A bit of a horrible send-off, you could say. Yeah,
I think it was a bit, just wasn't thought out the right way.
No.
I feel like they could have let him have a little bit more of something. Yeah. Especially for the fans as well, because we were like, is he not? Like, is it his last race? Is it not? So it's difficult.
It was very confusing to hear the commentary team also unsure. That's not something you want to hear, that you're unsure whether a driver's last race or not. He couldn't celebrate or really live in the moment as much as he could, because although he probably knew the decision was already made, he can't fully show it without,
especially when it hasn't been announced and different things like that.
So I think it wasn't the best send-off, but he did end up taking the fastest lap point away from Norris, which doesn't seem like a big deal. But the way this season's going, 1 point could make a massive, massive impact. This has become a little bit of a controversial point now, because he's taken that point away from Norris, so Max has a bit more of a lead. Do you think this is right, that someone out of the points can take away a fastest lap and possibly change the way the championship is going to go?
I feel like it would probably be a different story if it was Checo taking the fastest lap, because they're both in the same championship, like Constructors' Championship. So that would I'd be a bit more like, that makes sense. But because Ricciardo did it, it doesn't really make sense, because it doesn't really impact him in that way. So I don't know. It's a very weird one. I feel like if it was Checo, it would be a different story. It's
weird because they are a sister team of Red Bull.
They are, yeah.
But then does it justify them taking away the point? I think it's definitely a topic that's up for discussion, whether it's fair or not. But as we've discussed, Red Bull have fallen apart.
Yeah.
But we've seen the uprising of McLaren.
We have.
And it seems like Mercedes are coming into form a bit more this year. We've had the announcement of Antonelli joining the team, which is great.
Very exciting.
It's exciting to see a lot of rookies moving up into Formula One. A little bit sad that some of the very talented F2 drivers don't have chance to get a seat now that the grid is basically full, which is sad. But what are your thoughts about Antonelli moving up and joining George Russell for 2025?
Yeah. I think it's going to be really hard for him because, you know, lots of rookies will go to like Williams and some of the teams that are a bit lower down on the grid, whereas Mercedes have got that like presence in the F1 community. Everybody knows Mercedes. I think it's going to be a lot of pressure on him. He's so young and it's going to be hard, but I think he's going to smash it.
Yeah.
I think he really is.
So an interesting point really is that Toto has made it quite clear that he still has an interest in Max Verstappen.
Yes.
We now know that Red Bull is falling apart. That team doesn't have a strong future within the sport now. I think their reputation has been severely damaged by a lot that's gone on in the media. So I don't know how much longer Verstappen can stay at that team if he wants to win more championships. So does that mean he will explore opportunities like Mercedes for 2026 onwards? They've made it quite clear that they're going to have Russell and Antonelli have basically a fight for their seat next year. Yeah. Which I'm so excited to see. And I think it'll bring a great, rivalry back into that team.
Yeah, it's like the Hamilton-Rosberg, you know, like that sort of thing. I think it's going to be exciting.
And I think for a rookie to join such a well-established team within the sport, I'm excited to see how this is going to go. Chaos? Probably.
Absolutely.
So the F2 race winner, Zane Maloney, has been announced that he's going to be joining Formula E, which is very exciting because if they can't get these opportunities in F1, at least they can move into other series like we saw Nick de Vries do. He won a championship in Formula E because there were no seats available for him in F2, in F1 even. So it's great to see that he'll be joining ABT for the 2024-25 season, which will be starting quite soon, which is definitely
nice to see.
Yeah, definitely one to tune in for. And then we'll have the Monza Rally Show coming back this year, which is going to be great. Unfortunately, we won't be able to attend this year.
No, we won't be there.
We will be watching it. It's going to be massive because we've not had racing here for years, and to see it on the great banking in Monza is going to be fantastic.
It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to watch that. I think it'll be brilliant.
Definitely. So moving on to the rest of the season, we now have Liam Lawson.
We do, yes.
Joining the grid. We've had so much going on this year. We had Antonelli doing his test where he crashed out within a couple laps. Behrman's had 2 drives for 2 different teams. And of course Colapinto joining F1. And now we've got Liam Lawson, who's technically still a rookie, you could say.
Yeah, I would still class him as a rookie.
Yeah. What is your prediction for him coming back onto the grid?
As much as I don't want Danny's seat to be taken, I think he's going to do really well. I think he'll fit in really well. He's always done and raced really good race. Yeah. Like every track that he's raced at, he's always done well. Yeah. And he hasn't really struggled. He hasn't, I haven't personally seen the pressure. I don't think he's had that much pressure, especially joining a lower team. So I think it's going to be really interesting. Yeah. Really, really interesting. But I'm excited too. Yeah. So excited.
I think it'll be great. I think the rest of the season it's really competitive now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Which is something we've really missed. And the start of the season, we were all a bit underwhelmed by how it had started, but now we're really seeing it pick up. Norris is showing his full pace.
Oh yeah.
And McLaren are really coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seems like within the past few races, Red Bull have picked up slightly, but Verstappen still isn't able to capture that win. So I'm excited to see how the season goes. We finish off this season in Abu Dhabi, where it's yet to be confirmed, but we may have a rookie sprint race after the Grand Prix. Now, this, I think, is a great idea.
Brilliant idea. I would love to watch that.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I think one of the things is who classes as a rookie. Because Behrman's technically raced in F1.
Yes.
And a few of the drivers have already had their chances in F1. So whether they're classed as rookies or not is up for debate. But I think it's going to be quite exciting to see new drivers in F1 cars, basically having a mini F1 sprint race for the first time. I think it's going to be incredible.
It'll be so good.
This does go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it'll be really good for the sport because it'll give F1 fans who might not watch F2 or F3 or keep up with single-seater series a vision into what the future of F1 could be.
Yeah, because they're the up-and-coming F1 drivers.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be so interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to play a quick game with 3 rounds. Liv, will you please explain how this game will work?
Yes. So it's basically a shortened version of 21 questions. I have thought of a driver, and I'm gonna describe the driver to Tal, and she has to guess who the driver is. Tal is going to describe a team to me, and then I'm going to describe a track to Tal.
Okay, so let's get started.
Okay, let me get my little bit of paper.
I'm going to be guessing the driver that Liv has chosen. Okay, so Liv, describe your driver for me.
Okay, so this driver has driven with 4 different teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Their debut season was in 2013 with Williams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He dips in and out of another sport too.
I think I know who
does
this might
quite
be.
well.
I think I already know who this might be.
Do you want to take a guess?
Is it Valtteri Bottas?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
As soon as you said 2013 Williams, I thought, I think there's only one person this could be. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Right.
Well done.
Okay.
That was quick.
So, is it team?
Gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I'm scared.
think of a team. So, right. Okay, I'll make this fairly easy for you.
Okay.
This is a team that were briefly called something else for 1 year.
Okay.
And this might give it away. Have won 8 championships, team championships, and have had
have changed their name.
Well, it was under a different name, when they first, it was bought for £1 originally.
McLaren.
No.
Oh, wait, what?
Mercedes. Brawn.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. Well, I thought we briefly under another name. I thought, how can I?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Mercedes,
Yeah.
8 championships. I nearly said had a really successful driver with 7 championships.
Get me to say
under
that.
them. Okay.
That's insane.
Right. Let's go into track.
Okay.
Guess the track.
Track.
Okay.
So it's one of the earlier tracks in the season. Right. There is 58 laps.
Okay.
It's quite warm. It's nice. Everybody has, a nice time there. It's got 14 corners. And I would say, I'd say there's 3 drivers that really like this track. 3 drivers that really like this track. What else could I say?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
European?
Go ahead. No. not European. It's pretty far from us. It's pretty far from us.
3 drivers.
Technically 2, but I would say there's 3 drivers that love this track.
I actually don't know. Is it a short lap? Right.
No.
Can you give me another clue?
Okay, so when I say there's 3 drivers, there's 2 actual drivers that love this track and 1 honorary driver.
Oh no, Monaco is in Europe.
Monaco's in it.
And it's also less
pretty far away, pretty
Australia?
warm. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I thought there were way more than 14 corners. I don't know why I
No.
had it in my head there were 17.
14 corners.
But, oh right, okay.
Yeah.
You said 3. I was like,
Yeah.
I swear
Danny
there was-
Rick,
Okay.
Oscar Piastri, Valtteri Bottas, honorary Australian.
That's what confused me. I was thinking, who's an honorary citizen? And I thought,
Yeah.
The reason I said Monaco is because I thought that you were saying that, like, the French drivers.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
where the
no.
confusion came in.
Well, there you go.
There we go then.
There you go.
Okay, that's all we have time for on the Motorsport Chat today.
Make sure you follow our Instagram and TikTok accounts at the Motorsport Chat for any updates.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.